My name is Victoria Lawson. I'm 31 years old, and I'm a corporate lawyer in Chicago, Illinois. Last Thursday, Thanksgiving, I drove 2 hours to my parents' house for dinner, just like I had every year since I was born. But when I arrived, my father blocked the door and said, "You're not invited. Go home." Through the window, I could see everyone else already there. My sister, my uncle, my cousins, even my supposed best friend, laughing around the table. I didn't cry, I didn't beg. I just got back in my car and made one phone call. 20 minutes later, my phone exploded with texts and calls. And the screaming? That started when they realized what I'd done. What was that phone call? Stay until the end to find out. And if you've ever been excluded by family, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments what you would have done. Thanksgiving morning started like any other year. I woke up at 6 a.m. in my Chicago apartment, showered, got dressed in a nice burgundy sweater and jeans, Thanksgiving casual but put together. I'd bought a $200 bottle of wine and an expensive pecan pie from a boutique bakery. I'd RSVP'd 3 weeks ago when my mother called. "Dinner's at 2 p.m. Don't be late," she'd said. "I'll be there, Mom. Looking forward to it." I'd taken the day off work, not easy in corporate law during a busy season. I'd rearranged client meetings. I'd turned down an invitation from my boyfriend Marcus to spend Thanksgiving with his family. My parents would be hurt if I didn't come, I told him. It's tradition. So I drove. 2 hours through traffic from Chicago to my parents' house in Naperville, a wealthy suburb where they'd lived for 30 years. I arrived at 1:50 p.m., 10 minutes early. The driveway was packed with cars. My sister Brooke's SUV, my Uncle Jim's truck, my cousin Sarah's sedan, even a car I recognized as belonging to my best friend since college, Rachel. Good. Turnout this year, I thought. I grabbed the wine and pie, walked up to the front door and rang the bell. My father answered. His expression wasn't welcoming. It was cold. "Tori, what are you doing here?" I laughed, confused. "What do you mean? It's Thanksgiving. You invited me." "No, we didn't." The words hung in the air. "Yes, you did. Mom called me 3 weeks ago. That was before." "Before what?" My mother appeared behind him, her face hard. "Tori, you're not invited this year. You should go home." "What? Why?" "We don't owe you an explanation. This is our house, our dinner, our family. And we've decided you're not welcome." I looked past them through the doorway. The dining room was visible from the entryway. The table was set beautifully. The good china, the crystal glasses, the autumn centerpiece, and around it sat everyone I knew. My sister Brooke, 28, laughing at something Uncle Jim said. My cousins Sarah and Mike chatting with drinks in hand. Rachel, my supposed best friend since Northwestern, sitting next to Brooke, looking completely comfortable. Even my grandmother was there in her usual chair, smiling. Everyone I loved. Everyone who supposedly loved me, and they were all here. Without me. "Did you uninvite me?" I asked quietly. "Or did you just never plan to actually have me here?" My mother's silence was answer enough. "Why?" "Because we don't want you here," my father said flatly. "You're exhausting, Tori. Always have been. Always complaining. Always making everything about you. We decided this year we'd have a nice, peaceful Thanksgiving without you." The words hit like physical blows. Everyone agreed, my mother added. Brooke, Jim, Sarah, even Rachel. We took a vote. "You're out." I looked past them again. Rachel met my eyes through the window. She looked away quickly, guilty, but not guilty enough to say anything. Brooke saw me too. She raised her wine glass in a mock toast, smirking. "So that's it?" I said. 31 years, and you're just done with me?" "We're not done," my mother said. "We just don't want you at Thanksgiving. Maybe Christmas either. We'll let you know." "Is this about the law firm?" I asked. "About me making partner?" My father's expression flickered. "This isn't about your career." "Yes, it is. I made partner at 31, youngest in the firm's history, and you've all been weird ever since I told you." "You're so arrogant," my mother snapped. "Always bragging." "I mentioned it once at Sunday dinner. You asked how work was going. And you made sure everyone knew how successful you are, how much money you make, how important you are." I answered your question. You're exhausting, my father repeated. Goodbye, Tori. He closed the door in my face. I stood there holding a $200 bottle of wine and a $60 pie, staring at the closed door. Inside, I heard laughter resume. Someone turned up music. The party continued without me. I turned and walked back to my car. I sat in my car for a moment, processing what had just happened. My family, my entire family, had conspired to exclude me from Thanksgiving. They'd voted, they'd agreed. Even Rachel, who I'd known for 10 years, who I'd helped through her divorce, who'd been my maid of honor. They'd all agreed I was too exhausting, too successful, too much. I could have cried. Part of me wanted to, but then I thought about something else, something they didn't know. I pulled out my phone and made a call. Victoria Lawson for Martin Hendricks, please. Martin Hendricks was the executor of my grandmother's estate, the same grandmother currently sitting at that Thanksgiving table. Ms. Lawson, happy Thanksgiving. What can I do for you? Martin, I need to exercise my right under my grandmother's trust today. Today? Are you sure? Once you do this, it's irrevocable. I'm sure. Okay. Give me 20 minutes. I'll make the calls. Thank you, Martin. I hung up and started my car. As I drove away from my parents' house, I felt nothing but cold, calm clarity. They'd made their choice. Now I'd made mine. To understand what I'd just done, you need to understand my grandmother. Dorothy Lawson, 82 years old, was a formidable woman. She'd built a successful real estate empire in the 1970s and 80s, buying and developing properties across Illinois. By the time she retired, she was worth approximately $12 million. She'd always been close to me. We were alike, ambitious, driven, no nonsense. While my sister Brooke was the family favorite, pretty, social, married with kids, I was Grandma Dorothy's favorite. 3 years ago, Grandma Dorothy had revised her will and set up a trust. She'd called me to her house and explained it. Tori, I'm leaving the bulk of my estate to you, $8 million in trust. I'd been shocked. Grandma, that's too much. What about everyone else? Brooke gets $500,000. Your parents get $1 million to split. Jim gets $1,000. Sarah and Mike get $250,000 each. The rest is yours. Why? Because you're the only one who reminds me of myself. You worked hard. You built something. The others, they coast. They expect things to be handed to them. Grandma, they're gonna hate me. They'll hate you anyway. Might as well have $8 million while they do it. She'd paused. There's a condition, though. You can't access the trust until I die, unless you invoke the early access clause. What's that? If you ever feel the family has completely rejected you, ostracized you, cut you off, you can trigger the clause. The trust immediately transfers to you. But once you do, the others get nothing. Zero. It all goes to you. Why would you set it up that way? Because if they're stupid enough to reject you, they don't deserve my money. This is rants, Tori. If they ever make you feel unwanted, you take it all and leave them with nothing. I never thought I'd actually use that clause. But today, they literally closed the door in my face. They'd voted to exclude me. They'd made it clear I wasn't family anymore, so I'd triggered it. Martin Hendricks, the estate attorney, was efficient. Within 20 minutes of my call, he'd filed the early access paperwork with the trust administrator, frozen all distributions from the trust to other beneficiaries, initiated the transfer of the full $12 million estate to my name, sent notification letters to all parties. By the time those letters hit inboxes and mailboxes, it would be too late to reverse. The trust was ironclad. Grandma Dorothy had made sure of it. Once triggered, the early access clause was permanent and irrevocable. My parents' $1 million is gone. Brooke's $500,000? Gone. Uncle Jim's $500,000? Gone. Sarah and Mike's $250,000 each? Gone. All $12 million would be mine. The emails went out at 2:34 p.m. I was halfway back to Chicago when my phone started ringing. First call, Uncle Jim. I didn't answer. Second call, Brooke. Ignored. Third call, my mother. Ignored. The voicemails started piling up. Uncle Jim, Tori, what the hell did you do? Call me back now. Brooke, you bitch, you can't do this. Call me right now. Mom, Victoria Lawson, you call me back this instant. What have you done? Text messages flooded in. Brooke, I just got an email from Grandma's lawyer. You triggered the trust? Are you insane? Dad, call us immediately. We need to fix this. Uncle Jim, you just stole $12 million from your own family. You're dead to us. Sarah, Tori, please tell me this is a mistake, please. I ignored them all. Then my phone rang with a number I recognized, my parents' house. I answered. The screaming was immediate and deafening. You ungrateful, selfish bitch! My mother's voice was shrill with rage. How dare you! In the background, I could hear chaos. Multiple voices shouting, someone crying. What did I do? I asked calmly. You triggered the trust. You stole Grandma's money. I didn't steal anything. I exercised my right under the early access clause. There's no reason to trigger it. You can't just... Actually, there is a reason. The clause specifically states I can trigger it if I'm ostracized or rejected by the family. Silence. Then, that's not... We didn't... You closed the door in my face. You told me I wasn't invited to Thanksgiving. You said you took a vote and everyone agreed to exclude me. That's literally the definition of ostracism. My father got on the phone. Tori, you can reverse this. Call the lawyer back. I can't. Once triggered, it's irrevocable. Grandma made it that way. This is insane. Over one Thanksgiving dinner? This isn't about one dinner, Dad. This is about you telling me I'm exhausting, that I make everything about myself, that everyone voted to exclude me. You made it clear I'm not family, so I acted accordingly. We didn't mean, yes, you did. You meant every word. My mother grabbed the phone back. Your grandmother would be ashamed of you. No, she wouldn't. She's the one who created this clause. She told me, if they're stupid enough to reject you, take it all. She was senile when she wrote that. She was evaluated by 3 doctors. All confirmed she was of sound mind. The trust is legal and binding. Brooke's voice screamed in the background. She's stealing my inheritance. I'm not stealing anything, I said calmly. I'm receiving what Grandma wanted me to have. You're losing what you never earned. You can't do this. My father's voice was desperate now. We'll sue. We'll contest the trust. Go ahead. Grandma anticipated that. She put in a clause. Anyone who contests the trust loses any right to any future inheritance from any source in the family. You sue. You guarantee you get nothing. Ever. Click. I hung up. Over the next 3 days, I received 247 calls and 389 text messages from various family members. The messages evolved through predictable stages. Stage 1, rage. You're a selfish bitch. I hope you die alone. You've destroyed this family. Stage 2, bargaining. Please, can we talk about this? I didn't want you excluded, I swear. Let's work out a fair split. Stage 3, threats. We're getting lawyers. We'll prove Grandma was coerced. You'll regret this. Stage 4, desperation. I'm going to lose my house. My kids' college fund is gone. Please, I'm begging you. I responded to none of them. Finally, on Monday, 4 days after Thanksgiving, Rachel called. I answered. Tori, please talk to me. Why should I? Because I'm your best friend. You were at that dinner. You were part of excluding me. I didn't know they were going to turn you away. I thought you just weren't coming. You didn't text me. You didn't call. You didn't say, hey, where are you? You just sat there comfortable while I was humiliated at the door. I'm sorry. Are you sorry I was hurt? Or sorry you're not getting any inheritance money from my grandmother? Silence. That's what I thought. Goodbye, Rachel. Wait, Tori, please. I lost my job last month. I was counting on that inheritance. I have credit card debt, student loans. I'm drowning. Please, you have $12 million. Can't you spare? I hung up. 1 week after Thanksgiving, my parents' lawyer, Richard Sterling, a local attorney, called my office. Ms. Lawson, I represent your parents in the matter of the Dorothy Lawson Trust. I have no comment. Direct all inquiries to Martin Hendricks. I'd like to discuss a settlement There's nothing to settle. The trust was executed legally. My clients are willing to offer you $2 million to reverse the early access trigger. You can't reverse it. It's irrevocable. Nevertheless, my clients are prepared to compensate you. With what money? The money they were expecting from the trust? Silence. Tell your clients. Grandma Dorothy knew exactly what she was doing. She predicted they'd try to buy me off. That's why she made the clause permanent. No reversals, no negotiations, no settlements. Ms. Lawson, your parents are facing serious financial difficulties. That's not my problem. They took out loans against their expected inheritance. They have debts they can't pay. Then they shouldn't have taken loans against money they didn't have yet. Have you no compassion? They had no compassion when they closed the door in my face. They had no compassion when they told me I was too exhausting to be around. Where's my compassion supposed to come from? You're their daughter. Not according to them. They made it very clear on Thanksgiving. I'm just acting accordingly. Richard Sterling tried a few more tactics: guilt, legal threats, moral appeals. None worked. Finally, he said, "You know they're going to lose their house, right? They refinanced to pay for Brooke's wedding, expecting to repay it with the inheritance. Without that money, the bank will foreclose. Then they'll lose their house. Maybe they should have thought of that before excluding their daughter from Thanksgiving." 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, Brooke showed up at my apartment building. Security called me. "Ms. Lawson, there's a woman here claiming to be your sister. She's asking to come up." "Tell her no." "She says she won't leave until you talk to her." I sighed. "I'll come down." I took the elevator to the lobby. Brooke was there, looking nothing like the smug, wine-glass, raising sister from Thanksgiving. She looked awful. Red eyes, messy hair, worn clothes. "Tori, please, just 5 minutes." "You have 3. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was awful to you. I've been awful to you our whole lives. I was jealous of you. You were smart, successful, everything I wasn't. And when you made partner here, I couldn't stand it. So when Mom and Dad said we should have Thanksgiving without you, I agreed. I encouraged it." "I know. I'm sorry. Please, I'll do anything. My husband lost his job. We're 2 months behind on our mortgage. We were counting on that inheritance to stay afloat. We have 2 kids, Tori, your niece and nephew. They're going to be homeless if you lose your house. That's not my problem. That's yours and your husband's problem for living beyond your means." "We weren't living beyond our means. We were planning on the inheritance." "That's literally the definition of living beyond your means. You spent money you didn't have yet." "Please, I'm begging you, give me my $500,000. Just mine. You can keep everyone else's." "No." "Why not? You have $12 million. You don't need all of it." "Because Grandma Dorothy gave it to me. Not you, me. Because she knew this day would come. She knew you'd all turn on me eventually, and she wanted to make sure I'd be okay when you did. That's not fair. You raising a wine glass and toasting me while I stood at the door wasn't fair. You agreeing to exclude me wasn't fair. Don't talk to me about fair." 6 months have passed since that Thanksgiving. The consequences for my family have been severe. My parents lost their house to foreclosure, moved into a small rental apartment. My father had to come out of retirement. My mother is working at a library part-time. Their comfortable retirement is gone. Brooke lost her house, too. She, her husband, and their kids moved in with his parents. She got a job at Target. Her Instagram, once full of luxury lifestyle photos, is now private or deleted. Her marriage is struggling under the financial stress. Uncle Jim had to sell his truck, downsized his house, is working 2 jobs to stay afloat, hasn't spoken to me since Thanksgiving. Sarah and Mike. Both were counting on the inheritance for house down payments. Both are still renting, bitter, and blaming me for their inability to buy. Rachel. Lowski mi house. Emptying her apartment due to unpaid rent. Moved back in with her parents at 32. Our friendship is completely over. As for me, I'm thriving. The $12 million is in a trust managed professionally. I'm living off the interest and investment returns while working my demanding but rewarding job. I donated $500,000 to charity in Grandma Dorothy's name. I bought a beautiful condo with a lake view. I'm engaged to Marcus, who supported me through all of this. I'm happy. Last week, I received a letter in the mail, my mother's handwriting. Dear Tori, I know you probably won't read this. I know you hate us, but I wanted you to know we're having Thanksgiving again this year. We'd like you to come. I know we don't deserve your forgiveness. I know what we did was unforgivable, but you're our daughter, and we miss you. If you can find it in your heart to join us, dinner will be at 2 p.m., just like always. Love, Mom. I stared at the letter for a long time. Then I did something I didn't expect. I called her. She answered on the first ring. Tori? I got your letter. Will you come? No. Oh. Her voice broke. I understand. But I want you to understand why. It's not about the money. It's not about the house or the inheritance or any of that. Then what is it about? It's about the fact that you closed the door in my face. You told me I was too exhausting to be around. You voted to exclude me. And the only reason you want me back now is because you lost your money. That's not true. Yes, it is. If I hadn't triggered the trust, if you'd still gotten your $1 million, would you have invited me to this Thanksgiving? Silence. That's what I thought. You don't miss me. You miss what you thought I'd give you. You miss the idea of me. But you never actually valued me. Tori, please. I hope you have a nice Thanksgiving, Mom. I really do, but I won't be there. Where will you go? Ma, Arcus's family. They invited me. They actually want me there. I hung up. Looking back, that Thanksgiving, the one where I was turned away at the door, was the worst and best day of my life. Worst because it confirmed what I'd always suspected. I was never really part of my family. I was tolerated, not celebrated. And the moment I became too much, too successful, too ambitious, too accomplished, they decided I was expendable. Best because it freed me. That one phone call, the call to trigger the trust, cut the strings that had tied me to people who never valued me. $12 million is a nice consolation prize, but the real prize is knowing I don't need them anymore. People ask me all the time if I regret it, if I wish I'd handled it differently. The answer is no. They made a choice. They chose to exclude me, humiliate me, and cast me aside. I made a choice too. I chose me. And Grandma Dorothy, wherever she is probably smiling because she knew this day would come. She knew they'd eventually show their true colors, and she made sure that when they did, I'd be protected. 12 million protected. So let me ask you, if your family excluded you from Thanksgiving and you had the power to take their inheritance, would you do it? Or would you let family be family? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes the family that rejects you doesn't deserve your forgiveness, your time, or your money. My family closed the door in my face. I closed the door on their inheritance. And honestly, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. This Thanksgiving, I'll be with people who actually want me there. And that's worth more than $12 million. Though I'll keep the $12 million too, just in case.